My sister demanded I give her my savings. I said no, bought a one-way ticket abroad, and started a new career. 2 hours later, Dad texted, signed off on her mortgage, or don't come back. By midnight, I closed every account she could access. 57 angry calls by morning. The conversation happened on a Tuesday afternoon. I was sitting at my kitchen table, laptop open, reviewing quarterly reports for the consulting firm where I'd spent the last 8 years, climbing from junior analyst to senior project manager. My phone buzzed. Madison's name lit up the screen. "Hey, Jess," she said, her voice carrying that particular brightness she used when she wanted something. "Got a minute? I need to talk about something important." My older sister had always possessed this talent for making her problems sound like shared family emergencies. I closed my laptop, already bracing myself. "Jason and I found the perfect house," she continued, without waiting for my response. 4 bedrooms, renovated kitchen, walk-in distance to those private schools we've been researching. The sellers accepted our offer, but there's a gap in our down payment. I stared at the wall calendar across from me, where I'd circled my upcoming trip to Barcelona. The consulting contract I'd negotiated would start in 3 weeks. My apartment lease had another 4 months remaining, but I'd already discussed breaking it early with my landlord. My work visa had been approved 3 weeks ago after months of paperwork. Everything was arranged. "How much of a gap?" I asked, though something in my chest already knew where this was headed. 38,000 were short, exactly $38,000. She paused, letting the number settle. "I know you've been saving aggressively. Dad mentioned you had around 70,000 in your accounts." My jaw tightened. Dad had no business discussing my finances with anyone, but that argument could wait. "Madison, that money represents years of careful planning. I eat budget meals. I haven't taken a real vacation in 4 years, and I've been working towards something specific. Right? Your big European adventure," she said, dismissiveness creeping into her tone. "Jessica, I'm talking about a house. A real investment. A place where Jason and I can build our future, where our kids will grow up. You're talking about temporarily relocating for some contract work that might not even pan out." The condescension stung more than I expected. Madison had always been the golden child. Married at 24 to a man our parents adored, working a respectable job at a pharmaceutical company, talking about children and mortgages while I was apparently wasting my life on career ambitions. "My contract is signed," I said quietly. "The Barcelona firm is expecting me. This isn't some whim. Then delay it 6 months, maybe a year. Help me secure this house. And once Jason gets his promotion, we'll pay you back with interest." I'd heard variations of this promise throughout our childhood. Madison borrowing my birthday money to buy concert tickets, she'd definitely pay back. Madison using my car for a road trip and returning it with an empty tank and a broken tail light. She'd definitely get fixed. Madison taking credit for the history project I'd helped her complete because she definitely mentioned my contribution to the teacher. "I'm not delaying my career for your down payment," I said. The line went silent. When Madison spoke again, her voice had dropped to that dangerous quiet. "You're being incredibly selfish right now. Do you understand that? I'm your sister. Family helps family, but apparently, your little sabbatical adventure matters more than my actual life. It's not us. Mom and Dad are going to be so disappointed when they hear about this after everything they've done for you. And you can't even help your own sister when she needs you." She hung up before I could respond. 3 hours passed. I tried to focus on work, but my concentration had shattered. Then my phone rang again. Dad's number. "Jessica," he said, skipping any greeting. "Madison called us very upset." She explained the situation with the house. "Did she explain that she wants more than half my savings?" "She explained that you refuse to help your sister secure housing for her family. Your mother is beside herself. We raised you better than this." The disappointment in his voice transported me back to childhood. Every time Madison's achievements were celebrated, while my accomplishments were met with polite nods, every time her setbacks became family emergencies, while my struggles were character-building opportunities. "Dad, I have plans, contractual obligations, a career opportunity that, could change my entire trajectory. And Madison has a family to think about, he countered. She's building something real, something stable. You're chasing consulting contracts across Europe like some college kid on spring break. The comparison landed exactly where he intended. At 32, I was still being treated like the irresponsible younger daughter whose dreams were cute, but ultimately frivolous compared to Madison's traditional life path. I'm not giving her my savings, I said, surprised by the steadiness in my voice. Then you better reconsider your priorities, Dad said. Because if you can't support your family when they need you, don't expect us to support your impulsive decisions. He disconnected. I sat motionless for several minutes, phone still pressed to my ear, listening to dead air. Then something shifted inside me. Not anger exactly, but a crystallizing clarity I'd never experienced before. I opened my laptop and pulled up the Barcelona contract. Reading through it again, I felt that flutter of excitement I'd been suppressing under layers of family guilt. The position was perfect, leading a team of analysts for a multinational expansion project, working with cutting-edge methodologies, earning nearly double my current salary with generous housing stipends. My phone buzzed with a text from Madison. Dad said, "You're being difficult. Last chance to do the right thing before I withdraw my offer to pay you back." Her offer, as though she was doing me a favor by proposing to maybe eventually return money she wanted me to gift her. Texted back a single word, "No." Then I opened my banking app and bought a one-way ticket to Barcelona, departing in 6 days instead of 3 weeks. The earlier flight cost an extra $800. But watching the confirmation the process complete felt like breaking through water after being held underwater too long. My phone rang immediately. "Madison, what the hell, Jessica? You can't just I can actually." And I did. I leave in 6 days. You're making a huge mistake. When this contract falls through and you come crawling back broke and embarrassed, don't expect any of us to bail you out. I wouldn't dream of it, I said, and ended the call for 90 minutes. Blessed silence. I started a packing list, researched Barcelona neighborhoods, and emailed my new supervisor to confirm my earlier arrival date. She responded enthusiastically, mentioning they could actually use me for some preliminary work before the official start date. Then Dad texted, "Sign off on Madison's mortgage as a co-signer or don't bother coming back. Your mother agrees. We stand with your sister." I read it 3 times, each pass revealing new layers of manipulation. They wanted my signature, which meant Madison's finances were worse than she'd admitted. Bad enough that she needed a co-signer with my credit score and savings to qualify for the mortgage at all. Co-signing meant liability. If Madison and Jason defaulted, the debt became mine. My credit would crater, my savings could be seized. The Barcelona contract wouldn't matter because I'd be chained to my sister's financial decisions indefinitely. My hands shook as I typed, "I'm not co-signing anything, and if not coming back is the price for living my own life, I'll pay it." His response came instantly. "You're no longer welcome in this family. Don't contact your mother. She's too upset to speak to you anyway." Something broke inside me, but instead of the collapse I expected, it felt like a door slamming shut on a drafty room. Sudden quiet, sudden warmth. I opened my laptop and began working through a mental checklist I hadn't known I was compiling. First, I checked every financial account I maintained.